What's going on, guys? Brian here, and I'm so thrilled to talk to you guys about some of the massive updates that New World is soon going to be getting. Now, right now on the PTR, we actually have the image of Brimstone Sands. We can see it here on the map, and if I zoom in, it's actually going to blink in and out of existence. So overall, like, this is a really exciting time. I've got to talk about some other major changes that are actually coming sooner than Brimstone, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, but I'm just so freaking excited. This looks so good. It looks like we're going to end up having some kind of bay-esque area built in here when we start to analyze kind of the size of the map itself. A decent size. I love the shape of itself. Up here in the north, you can actually see here new roads even going further north. And so there's going to continue to be expansion. In fact, you can actually kind of see that listed as it surrounds this kind of wall of light, preventing us to explore Eternum even further. And it still looks like there's more expansion to be had here out into north, southeast, the west. I always have to kind of do that in terms of just trying to figure out what a compass is in my life. Even as a Boy Scout, I tell you, it is what it is. Now, I want to kind of highlight that because this is getting pretty interesting, because as we jump into kind of the news itself, when we start to look at the PTR and we start to look at the roadmap, we're about to see the summer roll into live. Now, my expectation and prediction is anywhere from the 19th-ish to the 26th-ish is when we'll see the PTR changes roll into the live environment. Most likely, I would set your expectations for later, around the 26th-ish, and I'm probably going to do a live stream on the 27th, as that's going to be my birthday. It's going to be a good old fun time. So hopefully you guys want to hang out with me on that day and we can play some New World and play the new all the new content. But the summer is about to be finished, and we even got more items than we expected as a part of that, being the music as being one of them. But autumn, this is the big update that we're already looking at the map on the PTR. Brimstone Sands, we get the great sword, leaderboards, new events, a new dungeon, aka expedition. And so that is kind of where we're headed, and we're already starting to see the impact of that over on the PTR, which I just showed you with the map. But that's not all. Like, this is, I think, one piece of the puzzle, because already we know we're getting more as a part of this roadmap. I'm wondering if there's anything going to also be hidden as a part of the autumn update. And I'm kind of wondering if this is going to fall in September. That's going to be a really good time, because that's the 1 year anniversary of the launch of New World. So ultimately we'll have to wait and see with that. But there are two big updates, and I want to do a shout out to 5 Head Survival Gaming. I came across their video, and they were actually talking about this, and I went and looked up, started running around in the game, and for sure, like, this actually is so impactful. It's just this small piece in the notes, but overall this is going to, I think, be a really good game changer for many legendaries that could never seem to get into the 590 plus range. Some of the best in slot perks that you probably have not even heard of yet, but it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out in the long run. I'm going to be working on some guides on like these farms for these legendaries, so just keep it locked to the channel if you're interested, and welcome, and thanks for hitting that subscribe and like, you know, do whatever, all the YouTube stuff. But here's what's happening. It's a two-part change. First and foremost, the following list of named enemies have had their updated level to 63. This is going to have them to have the potential for them to grant level 600 gear on the drop. And you can see here Eden Grove, Old Mirkwood Forest, and then the list goes on and on. And so I'm going to be testing out a lot of this, because when you start to go look at what legendaries all of these drops, it's really impactful. It's really special. This isn't, though, the only change. This is bundled with all enemies. All enemies now have a chance to drop items at 100 plus gear score higher than normal. Now, level 59 to 63 enemies actually have an increased chance of doing so. And so you see the level 600 max expertise is still going to apply to that. So you factor these two things in, and then all of a sudden, a wide range of legendaries now can become either best in slot or way more viable, way more coveted. And so what I'm going to be working towards is a list of basically what are your solo farms and what are your group farms. What enemies do you want to farm for what specific items? So there's going to be a lot of hunting, a lot of different builds. I've already started to build out the guides, but I'm going to wait till they go live, because it's going to take a lot of work to make sure that you guys have the best information possible for your hunts and for your farms and so much more. Now, I started with this, and we'll end on this. I didn't really cover it. New Prime Day loot is here right now. If you guys are Prime members, just go click the link in the description or go to newworld.com. They get the link there as well, and you can go and claim some new Prime Day loot, which is something that I think is actually really interesting, and something that's never really brought in and discussed about New World itself, is that a lot of people are always kind of wondering about subscriptions, but Amazon already has the subscription. In fact, that's how I have always kind of viewed it. They have an optional subscription called Prime Gaming, and it's really cool to see them have these options and these connections brought into the game itself. Now, at this point in the video, this is just me kind of being overly excited. What stands out to you the most? Have you been aware of these boss changes, about these gear drop changes? Do you think this is going to be a positive impact, a negative impact? We're already seeing a lot of really good updates, a lot of really good items being changed in stage on the PTR, and I'm just personally very excited about it. But then that just brings us all back to the Brimstone Sands, the new zone expansion, and the questions that we still, I mean, obviously this video is not going to answer it. Is this going to be a zone that has a territory-based zone, or is this going to be one of the zones that is controlled by the other enemy factions, the Angry Earth, the corruption, like all of that, because that's something that's going to be a factor here at play. We do know the stories have teased that we're going to be getting more, maybe an Angry Earth style villain and story to kind of take the story forward about the world of Eternum. But we also got the Varangian Knights, what they're doing as they progress through the system and through the game, whatever. Like, all right, yeah, it is what it is. We're rolling with it. At its core, guys, I think for me personally, I love open world farming. I love mob farming, and my voice is starting to fail me, so I'm going to wrap up this video as quick as I can. That's what I've been doing, actually, kind of just chilling on stream, farming up mobs, just doing all kinds of fun things, and hoping to get bigger and better drops. And this change going on the PTR makes me even more excited to see when it rolls into live, to get some different enemy boss farms going on out in the open world, just to have these chances to get these legendaries. And the fact that it's increasing the gear score roll, I think that's going to be really exciting to see in the long run. Again, let me know what stands out to you the most. If you feel like this video earns it, be sure to hit that like button. I would appreciate it. I hope you guys look forward to more content from me here on the channel in the near future. But until then, guys, take care.
Yeah. It's time to chill out on the couch and read some comments. That's right. You know me when it comes to Destiny. I'm off with a clan, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh yeah.